Confucius said, "For the barbarians beyond the borders, even if they have a ruler, it is not as good as the states of the central Chinese civilization without one." Because this comes from classical Chinese written language, modern people interpret Confucius' words in different ways. Confucius, the founder of the Confucian school, respected human cultural traditions and inherited the traditional culture of China. Naturally, he understood the importance of traditional culture to human society. Filial piety is the earliest form of human culture, and it is the reason our ancestors could rise above all other creatures on earth and evolve into the planet's rulers. This is why Confucian thought regards filial piety as the core of its moral culture and upholds the principle that among all virtues, filial piety comes first. In the course of human evolution, filial piety appeared first, and only then did organized families come into being. Many families living together formed tribes, and from this human society emerged outstanding individuals, distinguished by both virtue and talent, gradually gained the trust and following of more and more people, living together in an organized way and thus becoming their leaders. It is evident that leaders arise from the people and are a necessity of the culture of their time. Under the governance of wise and capable leaders, the people who followed them lived better lives than when they lived alone. As time went on and material civilization advanced, private ownership emerged. With the rise of private ownership, the beautiful vision cherished by later thinkers, of equality, freedom, fraternity, and mutual assistance among all people, completely disappeared. This ideal world was what Confucius praised as the Great Unity, Datong, world. While human material civilization advanced, humanity's spiritual civilization began to decline from that point onward. The Qinghai, Tibet Plateau, known as the roof of the world, provides the Yellow River with abundant water, enabling the warm climate Central Plains to nurture the early agricultural civilization of China. Fertile land well suited for irrigation produced enough grain to support the growing number of craftsmen from various trades in the towns. The material progress of the Chinese states far outstripped anything the surrounding tribes could hope to match. More importantly, with filial piety at its core, traditional Chinese culture has always coexisted with society, shaping people's thoughts, behaviors, and customs. Moral standards became accepted norms, and on the basis of these norms, legal codes were established to regulate the thoughts and conduct of citizens. The people of the Chinese states, influenced by traditional Chinese culture, possessed a strong sense of loyalty and filial piety. Filial piety bound them to uphold family values, while loyalty meant obedience to their rulers and, in turn, devotion to the state. Anyone who violated the moral principles of loyalty and filial piety would be condemned by society and even punished by the law. With a cultivated people and a system of governance in place, the people lived in peace and contentment, society remained stable, and the nation enjoyed harmony. In contrast, most of the END peoples were nomadic or fishing and hunting tribes, still at the stage of tribal confederation society. They lived a dispersed and migratory life, herding livestock in search of water and grass, or relying on fishing, hunting, and gathering. With no fixed dwellings and no secure food supply, survival was difficult. As a result, they were often tough and unruly, relying on raiding as a means to obtain food and wealth. They lacked an understanding of filial piety and family values, and had little sense of loyalty or belonging to their leaders or tribal alliances. In early times, most of these peoples had not created written language, nor established laws or institutions to restrain them, so their social organization was naturally loose and distinctions of status were unclear. Even if a ruler arose among them, it was difficult for him to govern his tribal confederation effectively. The influence of traditional culture was so crucial to ancient human society that it is no wonder Confucius said, "For the barbarians beyond the borders, even if they have a ruler, it is not as good as the Chinese states without one." Even in today's complex modern society, the influence of traditional culture remains the key to social stability. America's system may be well established, but if some of its people lack a sense of national identity and an understanding of the traditional culture of human society, holding instead moral concepts akin to those of the tribal confederation era over 2,000 years ago, this will slow down America's Great Revival. Therefore, only through a revival of traditional culture can America truly achieve a great renaissance.